just wanted to come back into the office here and try to capture, if I can, something that's actually quite potent and powerful for me, and I think it's actually a really relevant insight to our industry. So I did this digital marketing summit, if you want to call it that, and one of the exercises that we do there is really just trying to understand who the people are we're trying to communicate with. And I realized that there's a fundamental shift in how I'm understanding the people I'm communicating with, and it's only happened since I took my product hat off, if you like, so to speak, stepped out of the manufacturing and supply game and moved to the other side, which is all about how do I help the resin flooring businesses solve their problems. And it now became clear why there's an us and them mentality when it comes to the supplier and the installer. You know, there are even the words used, supplier, manufacturer, and contractor. There is a natural divide built in there. And you know, I've sat there and I've used those terms for 20 years now. Not realizing why that divide was there, but yet I was still using those terms that create that natural divide. But the fundamental shift that happened was realizing that I'm not dealing with installers or contractors or floor layers. I'm dealing with a small business owner, just like me. And that startling fundamental shift in thinking is what has enabled me to have a very different conversation with other small business owners. And I've seen it now in scenarios that I never actually thought I'd be talking to people about. So, you know, to capture it in simple ways, every small business owner, has felt the same pains, frustrations. We have the same fears. We even fundamentally have the same dreams. Just the context shifts. That's important to understand. It's also important to understand that we've all felt tired. Now that tired will be different things for different people, but as an example, tired of cash flow challenges, tired of employee challenges, tired of clients, paying clients, tired of projects, tired of not having the money in the bank that we thought we should have, feeling like we're working hours, like ridiculous hours. We don't switch off, so tired of working those hours and not seeing the outcome from it. Tired of repeating those feelings. And it wasn't until I started having conversations from business owner to business owner that the guard dropped. So, and what I mean by that is, as a manufacturer, you talk to an installer using those words. How you going? Oh, busy. It's almost like an automatic response. It's a busy. And when you say, well, how are you really going? Oh, the guard comes down a bit. Feeling stressed, actually. I'm busy, but it's not really the profit that I want. It's not really the right jobs. Or you hear that I'm having problems with my staff. I can't get the right staff, or they're unmotivated, or whatever it is. So the guard drops. And you hear a little bit more that they're prepared to share. I've said it, I've done it myself. Prepared to share without feeling embarrassed or ashamed or somehow that you're going to judge me by what I say. It's a guarded response, right? Well, since I continue to talk to people, to other business owners, as a business owner, knowing the fears and wants and needs and dreams and insecurities that we have as business owners, we're able to drop that guard. And it became pretty hard and raw and emotional when we finally dropped that guard and we're talking just as people to people, just as a person to person, as a fellow business owner, and we're able to share our actual pain. And it kind of hit home the hardest when I finally had a conversation. You know, we'd finally broken down the guards, and that's from me sharing my experience as well. And this other business owner I saw the tear in the eye, and he said, "I'm just tired of Groundhog Day." And it was something that struck me, and it still strikes me. I still get goosebumps. I still get emotional about it because it's real. Every owner has felt that. And yet, in our industry, it's not very clear how we get out of it. Who can we talk to? Who even knows what I'm talking about? Who can I share that with? Who can I drop that guard with in order to have that genuine conversation that I just want to have, to get some clarity again, to refocus, to re-energize, to give me the picture that I want, to just get that support that I'm not actually prepared to ask for because maybe I'm insecure, maybe I feel a bit of shame or embarrassment, or maybe I should just feel like I should know already, I should have the answers already, or whatever it is. So I find myself now in a position where when I'm talking to you as a business owner, it becomes pretty raw pretty quickly. We strip back the crap, the facades, the mask, and we just start to tackle the real problems. I get emotional talking about it because it's somewhere where I sat. I wish I had people to talk to when I was first going through these trials and tribulations. It took me 8 years to figure out clarity, direction, and confidence around what I should be doing. Being brave enough to say no to the things I shouldn't be doing, and just focus in on where I want to make my impact, where I can help people the most, where I can be the best contributor to this industry. Well, that's what I find myself doing more and more now, is when we break down those barriers, the guard that's up, and we really start to delve into the problems, not the symptoms, but actually the cause of those symptoms, the problems, and we start to tackle those things, I see and I feel new energy. I feel that clarity starting to appear. And I find that tremendously empowering for me and the person going through it. So I wanted to just capture that because it feels very raw with me still. And I think it's important for me to share that insight now, because you will see more and more change in how I communicate with you as I accept you as a fellow business owner, and hopefully you accept me the same way. You'll realize that we have far more in common, far more mutual understanding, far more to share than what you ever will have with a giant company who supplies a product and that doesn't really care about you, doesn't even know about you, can't even relate to the pains, trials and tribulations that you're feeling. I hope that all makes sense. I hope that means something to you. And if you think if you think there's something that you'd like to share with me, if you think there's something I can help you with, then I'm prepared and I'm committed to help. I'm sharing already. I have been sharing for years now my experience from formulating, first principles formulating, idea creation, to actually making it into real products, systems and so forth, right through to training, to troubleshooting, to client management processes, like how to get the handover that you actually want with your client. Like all of that, there's a tremendous amount of experience that I've now managed to gather firsthand and through seeing projects, so many projects over the years go through. I think there's a lot I can help with, but that'll only happen if you're prepared to let down your guard and have a genuine conversation, business owner to business owner. And you do so knowing that there's the utmost confidentiality in how we go about things, but also there's an understanding of what you're going through, and there's no judgment. I'm in no position to judge, neither is anyone else, because they're not living in your shoes, but I will understand the emotions and the context of what you're talking about. Anyway, it's a long video. I don't know if you sat through to the end, but if you did, then it obviously means something to you. It is obviously resonating with you, and I invite you to contact me if there's something that you think I might be able to help with. So I'm Resin Jack. Take care and keep smiling.